Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
You are watching The View from Hampton U, exploring Hampton University's rich history, the past, present, and promising future.
Welcome to Hampton University and The View from Hampton U. Today we're going to examine a movement that is said to be taking the nation by storm. The Genius is Common movement has emboldened young people throughout the nation, and that has also happened here at Hampton University. Let's take a look at what some of our students have to say about being a genius.
Hi, my name is Gavin Harden, and my genius is to be able to give off positive vibes and spread a smile. Genius is common.
My name is Brianna Lomax, and my genius is artistic expression through writing and showing compassion to everyone I meet. Genius is common.
My name is Atia Strange, and my genius is the power of expression. Art is universal. I sing, I draw, I film, I photograph. Genius is common.
My name is Maya Harris, and my genius consists of all the gifts that God has given to me. I am a giver, I am passionate about bringing ideas to life, and I have mastered the concept of finding the good in everything. Genius is common.
My name is Diamond Sidney. My genius is acknowledging the beauty in my own mistakes while challenging others to do the same in order to cultivate and grow. Genius is common.
My name is Almajid Edwards. A lot of people think genius is about being talented or being smart. It's not true. Genius is about influence, whether it's an equation, whether you're reading or writing, research, harmonies, what have you. Genius is about the opportunity, the moment of impact where you can influence another person and uplift them. My genius is poetry. Genius is common.
Hampton University has a long-standing history of supporting geniuses and the movements that they create. For example, General Chapman Armstrong established this great institution in 1868. And did you know that Booker T. Washington was also an alum of Hampton University? I could go on and on about the geniuses who've come through these doors and have exited to go out into the world to make a great difference. That's what's important to us. That's what's important about the Genius is Common movement. What is your genius? You should take the time to think about that today. So thank you for watching The View from Hampton U. And remember, genius is truly common.
Join us next week for another exciting episode of The View from Hampton U.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Hum and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
Genius is common. I'm Alan J. Bryson, and my genius is motivation. One thing I want to share with you is a story about the pressure to be where you want to be, whether it's peer pressure or just the pressure to have what you want. When I was young, I didn't know how to swim. So we would go to the local high school and learn how to swim and have swimming lessons. Now, the way that they would help you learn how to swim is they would just pick you up and throw you in the water. And if you could swim, then you were fine. If you couldn't, then they would save you and say, look, until you learn how to swim, you stay in the shallow end. So as a youngster, I had to stay in the shallow end until I learned how to swim. But my big brother and all of his friends who I really wanted to hang with were hanging out in the deep end of the pool. They knew how to swim. They were comfortable, having a lot of fun. And they were quote unquote the cool kids. I wanted to be with the cool kids. So what did I do? That pressure to be where I wanted to be forced me to do whatever it is I had to do to work to get to that deep end of the pool. One day, I went down to the end and told the lifeguard, I'm ready to swim in the deep end. He said, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. He picked me up, he threw me in the water, and I swam with all my heart down to the shallow end. I got out. I said, do it one more time. He picked me up, threw me in the water, and I swam down to the shallow end. He said, okay, now that you've proven yourself, you can stay in the deep end of the water with the big boys and with your brother and who you deem are the cool people that you want to hang out with. That was a position and a place where I wanted to be. So what I'm saying to you is, in your life, there's going to be a position that you want to be in, whether it's to be wherever you want to be in school or be wherever you want to be in your career. And there's going to be a sense of pressure to be where you want to be. Use that as motivation to get where you need to be. So if you are in the shallow end of the pool of life, it's time to start working as hard as you can to develop your swim skills so you can make it to the deep end of the pool. If the deep end of the pool is where you want to be, now is the time to start working on your stroke and working on your breathing and doing everything you can to make sure that you get to the deep end of the pool, because that's where you want to be. Don't look at the people at the deep end of life and say, well, I'm hating on them because they have what I don't. You don't talk about them. You talk to them and say, hey, how did you get to the deep end of the pool? How did you learn how to swim that fast? So in my circumstance, the pressure of wanting to be down at the deep end of the pool was so great. I worked my behind off and did whatever I could to make sure that the next time I was thrown into the pool, I could prove my swim proficiency to make sure that they knew that I could swim and I could be in that spot where I wanted to be. The same thing happens with your life. If there's a deep end or a goal that you want, now is the time to start working on that. Don't look at where people are in the position that you want to be in and talk about them. Find out what they did. Find out how do you go about strengthening who you are and what you are to get to the deep end of that pool or the deep end of where you want to be and your goals in life. I'm Alan J. Bryson. Genius is common.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm creating this video to let you know that genius is common. To me, this is a phrase where passion meets excellence. Now, you may never be known or recognized for your genius, but know that it is yours and no one can take it from you. For me, I love music, especially singing. That is my genius, and I'd like to share it with you. Sweet breath of God, come and fill my soul. Lead me into that place where you are, 'cause I wanna run to you, despite what I'm going through. Help me to cling to what you have for me. Oh, Holy One, into your arms I come. Hold me until the day your light is done. Hold me until the day your light is done. See? Genius is common. So tell me, what's your genius? Bye.
How do you define genius? When you think of the word, what images does it conjure? Famous people, Einstein? I'm Linda Williams of Who's Apple Dynamic Coaching Services. My purpose is helping you to find your purpose, and my destiny is ensuring that you find yours. I used to think that genius was something that made you big and famous, but I got good news for you today. Genius is tied to your natural skills and abilities. Whatever you do as easily as breathing with excellence is your genius. Genius is defined as an exceptional, creative, or natural ability. Now, in that, I didn't hear Einstein, Martin Luther King Jr., none of that. Maybe those individuals were recognized for their genius. And what I want to drive home to you today is that because you're breathing with a belly button, okay, you have a natural skill and ability that God gave you. It's directly tied to the reason you're here on earth. And nobody can take that away from you. So I'm going to ask you, what's your genius? What is it you do very well with ease? Don't look to Einstein, Martin Luther King, anybody else that you can name who someone would call a genius. Edison. When somebody asks you to define genius from now on, say your name behind it. So what's your genius? Genius isn't something that's rare among us. Genius is common. I'm Linda Williams.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Hello, all. My name is Xaviera Bell. Zay is my name, what you can call me. I am going to give you a disclaimer. This is a very pet-friendly house, and it is thundering and lightning and storming here in Jacksonville, Florida. But I'm going to be speaking today in regards to the ABCs of business. And so when I thought about the ABCs of business, I thought about a couple of very important things. And those important things for me just registered for the power of the re. So re for me is the reboot, the restarting. That's the first thing that you learn when it comes to troubleshooting. In troubleshooting, you learn that you need to restart. And so sometimes that happens in business as well. Sometimes we just have to just restart. So we're going to talk about the power of the re. I am going to share my screen so that we can chit chat a bit about the power of the re. So one of the businesses that I have an LLC as well as a nonprofit organization. And so my LLC is the Start Her Academy. And so Start Her Academy was kind of birthed because as a coach, when I was living in Tampa, Florida, and I relocated to Raleigh, North Carolina, what I recognized was that there was a lot of difficulty when it came to just trying to get someone to assist. Right. So we'll learn in business that sometimes, we have that zeal and we have every intention to be the best that we can be in our particular expertise, but we just don't have that guidance and assistance, right? And so I started Start Her Academy because I wanted women to excel. And what I also wanted was for women to have coaches that were not afraid to share things with them. So we're going to be talking about today, renew, regroup, refocus, reboot. And then we're going to ask if you have any questions. I think that, we are manning the chats. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything of that nature, definitely please feel free to ask during the Let's Talk portion. Just wanted to introduce myself again. These are a couple of my certifications, specifically when it comes to the cognitive behavioral life coaching and the mindset coaching, business and the entrepreneurship coaching. It's so interesting that every time I try to retire out of this portion of the business, someone calls and says, I need you to do something. So I guess that when you're called to a certain thing in life, it will be your forever journey. And I'm glad that just being a part of this presentation and the Black Business Expo is one of those calls that I received. So, I am a certified entrepreneurship coach, as well as a published author of several books. One of those books is the Start Her Kit. And so Start Her Kit helps women manage their businesses. I am a public speaker. I coach and mentor women, and I also host brain dumps. And so we'll talk about that a little bit as well. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is renew, right? And so what we know that renew is to resume after an interruption. What does that look like? We know that when you stumble during the race, get up and keep running. So often, specifically entrepreneurs that are just starting out in business, they get very exhausted, right? They the one issue that young entrepreneurs have, and I'm not talking about age, I'm just talking about where their start is and how long the longevity in business. Young entrepreneurs have an expectation for their family members to be their target market, right? So they have their family members they want them to support them. They feel like they should utilize their services specifically because they are family, right? What we know is this is not the case. And so because of that, they get kind of deflated. And so they will allow that stumble to just put them completely and totally out of business. And so we have to really get into a place where we understand the art of the finished. And so the art of the finish basically lets us know that, life without failure leads to no success, right? So I think the most beautiful thing is the stumbles, the falls, the hiccups, because one, we test our endurance. Two, we learn what not to do. So there's always a message in the mess. The second thing is that if the only constant in life is change, then interruption is necessary. If everything remained the same, then we would not be able to utilize a couple of different things. And one of those is our, adaptation. We have to be able to adapt, and we will not be able to use those transferable skills that we learn from different ventures in life. We also won't have that level of accountability and responsibility as well. So we need those stumbles. Those stumbles make us better. So in just kind of talking about the A in the ABCs of business, one thing that we must do for the A is audit your business. It is so imperative that you audit your business. The problem, though, is because we are biased. So what that looks like is not being able to be honest. Like someone say they padded information, or they may be lying to themselves about how successful or how much in a failure or deficit they're in. So the one thing that we have to do is we have to break the business universe into pieces. What does that mean? Our business is a world of its own. So you have to deconstruct your business, right? So that you can build it with effectiveness, and you can build it with efficiency. A lot of times we start businesses just because we're good at something. Oh, I'm good at baking, so I am going to start a business providing cakes. Oh, I'm good at singing, so I'm going to be a wedding singer. But what happens is we jumble everything up into one place, and just because we're good at it, we don't think that we need to grow in it, and that is not the truth. So when you break your business universe down into pieces, one, you break it down into categories, right? So that category would look like, where am I at financially? Where am I at in my offerings? What are my products? The second thing that you have to do is determine the criteria, right? So the criteria would look like, what does success for me in this category looks like? If you break it down into what you're providing in your cake business. Okay, are people buying this? Am I generating income? Am I getting in revenue? So that would be how you would determine a criteria, looking specifically in that category to determine what elevates me to success in this area. What is my definition of success in this area? What you will know as an entrepreneur is that your definition of success for your business is going to be completely and totally different from the definition of success in someone else's business. Our third thing is you have to set goals based on the actual category. So you would not set a goal to go to the moon, and you're not an astronaut. So be very intentional, be very specific when you are breaking into categories, when you are determining what your audit criteria is, and also when you're setting your actual goals. The second portion of auditing your business is to identify your risks. Determine what are some risks or some roadblocks preventing you from being the most successful version of your business that you can be. That may mean we are so hung up on the fact that you are waiting for your family to support you. So your target market is off. You are exhausting all efforts in trying to get some people to support you that will not. And you could go somewhere else and find someone that has been waiting on your type of business. The second thing about identifying your risk is that you have to educate yourself in your business expertise. Learning does not stop. You cannot elevate yourself to the next level in your business because you have stopped being a lifelong learner. This puts you at a disadvantage, and it also puts at a disadvantage the customers that you are engaging and who you are supplying your product to. The third thing is that people don't know that you exist. You are not giving the effort that you should. You're not consistent in a lot of things. You're not marketing. You're not paying the extra $5 for a flyer on Fiverr. And so at this point, how are people going to support you if they don't even know that you exist? So our third thing is identify your areas of opportunity. Determine what money you're leaving on the table. I remember having a conversation in regards to with a client about a business venture that they were going on. And they contacted me and they said, I don't have any experience in doing this, in doing what you recommended. And so what I had to remind them of is a couple of the jobs or positions that they had with other companies. And so what you have to recognize is that you have so many transferable skills from when you were working at a call center, when you were a janitor, when you were working as a hotel manager. So all of those things, specifically when it comes to customer service and crisis intervention, when it comes to de-escalation, when it comes to your marketing and just seeing how other companies that were Fortune 500 companies, some of the practices that they had. You can transfer those skills over to your small business. Also, another reason that we leave a lot of money on the table too is because we do not partner and we do not network. How do you not know that someone that you know with a similar business idea or in the same area of business or genre of business, they don't want a business partner or not, or they don't want somebody just to collaborate with, so that you can also get in front of their market of people. So, that's also a wonderful place to start. Let me see who works in the same area. Let me see if I'm making candles, let me just reach out to somebody else that's in wellness. They may have a meal plan business or a meal prepping business, and then I can provide them with candles that can go with their recipes or to go with their diet or smoothies or something for de-escalation and something for meditation. So let me get with someone that has a yoga studio. So those are things that you really need to kind of take into consideration too, because if you do not do that, you will stall. And stalling in business is difficult to sometimes get out of the mindset of not having that momentum, and you exhaust yourself. Also, another thing that I definitely recommend is that mentorship. Mentorship is incredibly important. I think that everybody should have a mentor. Everybody should have a mentee. I feel that you have to have somebody that you are accountable for, which would be your mentee, and you will have to have somebody that you are accountable to. And that is going to be your mentor. The third thing is what are you doing to set yourself apart? A lot of individuals will not go into a specific area of business because there is someone that's already doing lashes. There is someone that's already making soap. There's someone that's already making handbags. The advice that I have for you is that, but they are not doing it like you do it, right? So the market could be saturated in a lot of different things. Popeyes, churches, KFC, Chick-fil-A, all of them serve chicken, but all of them serve chicken differently and to a different demographic. I will drive 20 miles out of the way to go to a Chick-fil-A. Listen, that's just me. I will drive 20 miles out of the way just to go to a Starbucks. Why? Because they do things different, right? They are set apart. And you can be the Starbucks, or if you want to be Dunkin', you can be Dunkin' too, but you can be that in your business genre. The fourth thing and the final thing in the audit your business category is be honest and be realistic. Listen, determine the trajectory of your business. Are you thriving? Are you drowning? Are you barely existing? Are you malnourished in your business? Are you not feeding yourself? You have to be realistic and you have to be honest. This is not a time for you to sugarcoat or to fluff the numbers so that you will feel happy about what you're doing. You need a realistic view as to what am I doing in business? Am I making an impact, or am I just being still, right? The first thing that we need to know is that, the success is in the outreach. That's how you make your money. You need to look at your money. You need to inquire with your clients. Listen, am I providing you the things that you need? Am I selling any products? Why, when you see my product, you don't want to buy it? Those are questions that you need to ask. What are you pouring into your business? What are you investing? If you want to be, I remember one of my good friends that's an entrepreneur, and he says it takes money to make money. And I never understood what that meant until I started to really pour into the businesses that I had. And what I recognized was, okay, let me invest X amount of dollars in this business to give it a facelift, to educate myself, to learn some things, and let me check and see if there is an influx in my return, right? So sometimes it takes you going back to the drawing board, which is what this audit is going to do for your business, so that you can realistically look at your business and determine whether or not you are really making an impact and your trajectory is going up. If you're being catapulted, are you glowing? Or are you withering? Glowing me, am I radiating in this business? Am I not the center of the attention, but am I the star of the show? What am I doing in regards to this business? Or am I just withering away? If you are withering away, you are not making money. If you are glowing, you are attracting things. So we really need to determine where we are in that place, glowing or withering. The other thing is that we need to regroup. So, for me, regroup means to reassemble or cause to reassemble into an organized group, typically after being attacked or defeated. What does defeat look like? Defeat looks like you're broke in your business. That's what it looks like. Defeat looks like you are in a place where you are about to tap out. Attacked looks like your competitor is gaining an edge because of certain things, right? So what we have to do is we have to regroup. What does regroup look like? Regroup looks like there has to be a strategy. What, when, where, why? Let me help you with your strategy. The B in the ABCs would be brain dumping. This is one of the things that I have found so helpful for a lot of the female entrepreneurs that I definitely work with. A brain dump, and I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. When and where you're going to do a brain dump. We're going to do one right now. We're going to do it right here. I'm going to show you what you need to do, and you can adapt this practice as well. And if you certainly want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me as well. Why do you need a brain dump? Why? Because your business depends on it. So in brain dumping, there's definitely a strategy. We have so many ideas. Sometimes we are great in creativity, but we lack in execution. And the reason that we lack in execution is because we have so many things that's going on, right? So many things that's going on. So how is brain dumping going to assist you in that? So brain dumping is going to assist you in that this way. This box here is designed for all of your ideas. You are writing down every single thing that you have thought about for your business, right? So you are going to write all of these things down. And then you're going to separate these into categories. So your first category would be bank it, right? So this is your vault. These are solid applications. This is proven things that will raise revenue, that will get you seen, that will generate new clients, right? You are going to bank it. That is something that you don't need to worry about anymore because you know that it's solid. It's in the vault. The second thing is going to be your repurpose. This is an idea that it's okay, but I really need to work on a couple of things in this. Your trash it is, this is not going to work. This is not a good idea. It's definitely not a good idea for this business. So you're going to trash it for that business. Now, once you have all of your ideas here, once you have your things in the vault, your repurpose, your trash or delete, what you are going to do is you're going to take all of the information that you want to repurpose and you're going to put it here. You need to make the repurposed information able to go in the vault. That means that you're going to have to work on these strategies. You're going to have to work on pricing and execution. You're going to have to work on marketing. You're going to have to make it a vault-worthy application, right? So these are things that you would work on. But also, some of the things that you're writing here, you're going to recognize that if I can repurpose it to the moon and back. It's just not gonna work. It's not going to work for this season. It's not going to work for, the life of my business. It is just absolutely not going to work. And you can trash it at this point. It doesn't make sense to have a whole lot of ideas and they're not good ones, right? Sometimes we are working hard in the wrong area. When you brain dump, it allows for you to get rid of the fluff, to trim the fat and work effectively in the areas that is going to positively affect your business, right? So this is what brain dumping is going to do for you. So if you have any questions about brain dumping, definitely you can reach out to me. My email address is going to be after at the end on the contact page. Our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to refocus. We have to refocus. We have to adjust the focus. And what you have to do is you have to recognize whether or not your lens is tainted or your lens is clean. So the C is going to be, you have to check your circle. You have to determine if you're hanging around with chickens or if you're going to hang around with an eagle. Change the company that you keep. That is half the battle. There is nothing more deflating than going to somebody with an idea and they don't support you in it, or they set you up for failure in it. Surround yourself with people that speak the language that you aspire to speak. The gentleman was talking about the deep end of the pool, that his desire was to be with that group of people in the deep end of the pool. That's what happens when it comes to chickens and eagles. When you are with the chicken, I think the highest reported flight of a chicken was maybe about 10, 15 seconds, and it was like maybe 4 to 6 feet off the ground. Maybe. When you think about an eagle flies thousands and thousands of feet in the air for long periods of time. They have a world eye view when a chicken has a surface level, ground level view at best. There is no way that a chicken can give you praise, can encourage you of a mountaintop because they have not seen it. And if they did see it, somebody took them there. They did not get there on their own. So you cannot be worried about what your chicken friend says, right? You have to get together with some eagle friends. You have to get together with people that are swimming in the deep and that's not flapping in the shallow. So that's going to be the difference. You're going to recognize who is your chicken and who is your eagle based on the language that they speak. Chickens speak temporary because what their thought process is what they can find in the ground. Eagles speak longevity because their focus is what I can see from the top. Chickens are working their way from the bottom up. Eagles are working themselves from the top down. They're working their way through a pyramid, right? So the second thing is that you have to ensure that you're looking through a clean lens. I remember I think I bought some products. I had some Prada glasses, and I was like, I have spent probably $600 on these glasses. And when they gave them to me, they said, you have been wearing this prescription, your other prescription, for maybe about 2-3 years. So when you put these on, it's going to seem like it's not accurate, but know that it will, and you will adjust. And I said, okay. And so I put the glasses on, and it just felt like I was floating in the air. And I was like, I want to take these off so bad because this cannot be my correct prescription. But what I had to take into account is that when you are in a place where you're looking through a lens that handicaps you, you're always going to be uncomfortable when you can see clear. You have to get to a place where you recognize that, hey, the hiccup in my business is just a speck. It's a fingerprint in my lens. All I need to do is clean that up, right? Put on your correct prescription. I remember years ago, I went home to my mom's house for the 4th of July. And I was like, oh my goodness, I left my glasses, my shades. I left my shades. And so she was like, well, I have some shades that you could wear. She said, I just cannot wear these shades because it just really makes my head hurt every time I put them on. And I was like, oh, well, let me try them. Let me see. And so she passed me. I bought some Tommy Bahama glasses, the shades that I have been looking for a year or more. And so she said, this makes my head hurt. I said, yes, it makes your head hurt because it's not your prescription. What you also have to take into account is that people will never see your vision because it is catered to your line of sight. Right? It's your vision. They can't see through your lens because it's not their prescription. So they will never understand it. Everything will be blurry. Everything will be an issue. Everything won't work because they're not looking at it through your prescription. They're looking at it through their ability, and their ability never matches your vision. The third thing is laser focus can be a friend and an enemy. You have to look at the flowers from time to time, right? Sometimes you get so focused on things of where you're trying to go that you don't get an opportunity to experience the journey. Please stop and take in account of where you came from. Like most people get so deflated because they don't take into account that you have to celebrate the fact that you went from $500 to making $1,000 or $600, right? So you have to make sure that you celebrate yourself. It is very important. Celebrating yourself is important. Learning through the journey is also important because it is our obligation to assist somebody else that's coming behind us. Reboot. To start it for a second or third time. Listen, it's okay to shut down, but you have to turn it back on, right? So what that looks like is you stepping away. Sometimes you just have to step away, and you have to give yourself an expiration date as how long this step away is going to be. Listen, is my step away going to be, 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, right? Stepping away is not staying away. So just step away. And while you step away, plan. What you've done this audit, you've corrected your line of sight, you have corrected who you're hanging out with. Okay, what do I want to do now? Let me plan some things. Let me change my line of sight too. Because sometimes you can get so caught up on what's behind you that you cannot focus on what's in front of you. And then you have to utilize action. So you shut it down. Now you got to turn it back on. And that has to be with a plan, that has to be with new vision, and that has to be with action. When they say the rubber meets the road, that means that you have to apply some type of momentum. You have to go. You have to move. You have to journey through this life of entrepreneurship. Okay. So this is one of the things that I absolutely love. And it says that if you can't do this alone, call tech support. And the reason that I love this is because in the movie Vanilla Sky, I remember Tom Cruise just screaming. He was running. He was like, tech support, tech support. I love that part because it is so important that we recognize that we are not in this journey by ourselves. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Why? Because there are organizations like this one where you have access to hundreds of Black business owners. You have hundreds of mentors and hundreds of coaches, hundreds of people that are just starting in business that can teach you, other area of expertise. I absolutely love being a mentee of my mentor, and she says that she's my mentor, but I'm her coach. I presented a couple of things to her that she would not have necessarily learned on her own, and so she was receptive to that. So make sure that you build a village of like-minded individuals that you can be transparent with. Listen, these are my areas of weakness. How can I balance those? Where can I find somebody that's going to assist me in being strong in these areas? Right? Tell them what you need and how specific tasks are going to help you. Be very specific. You need them to troubleshoot. Listen, my area of opportunity is social media. I don't like it. I don't know how to engage. How can you help me do that? They may not be able to do it, but they can certainly guide you in the right direction. You cannot be successful in your business if you do not know what the problem areas are. It is important that you know the problem areas so that you can have a specific task for tech support. Okay, so this is our let's talk part. Listen, I won't go hold y'all long. This is our let's talk part. I don't know if we have anyone that wants to ask any questions. If the individuals that are running the networking, if there's anybody on the back end that wants to ask any questions or have any comments. So we'll leave that for just a moment just to see if there's anybody that has any questions.
Let me make sure my mic is on. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely amazing. I'll be checking to see if there was any questions, but I just wanted to say thank you for that amazing man. That was awesome. Let me tell you what I got from there that stuck with me. Somebody will always be uncomfortable when they're looking through a clear lens. Come on now. You might see that on social media, but I'm giving you the credit. But it was absolutely amazing. But I just thank you so much, Zay, for this presentation. I hope that many people have gotten something from it. I'm gonna be looking for a few seconds to see if there are any questions. But right now, I just need to know, how do we get in contact with you? I mean, what is your email, your website? Please let the world know.
Yeah, so you can definitely contact me at zay@imzaybell.com, and that is Z as in zebra, AY. So that's zay@imzaybell.com. Also, that's also the website. So you can go to imzaybell.com. You will have access to books, and you will have access to like other offerings. And again, if you are interested, I do have a brain dump accountability brochure or booklet. And if you're interested in having that, just contact me. Let me know that you saw me on the Black Business Network, and I will gift that to you for free.
Wow. Come on. Make sure that you go and contact her. Did she say free? Come on now. With those nuggets she was giving, you better go ahead and contact her and get that free stuff. Well, Zay, we have truly, truly enjoyed you. Thank you so much for the knowledge that you have given. And guess what, everybody? She is gone. You better make sure you get that contact. And I will see you, Zay, on the other side.
All right. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. We are so happy that you are here. My name is Mahisa Green, and I will be your moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour, when I tell you 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. I just need to let you guys know that we have speakers from all over, from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Japan, and cities all over the United States. Do you hear me? The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. Man, I am so excited to be here with you again. I'm Mahisa Green, the owner of the Wellness Purse, where we teach women how to manage areas of their lives that keep them away from being the best version of themselves. But right now, I want to promote this amazing scholarship that we have going on. Okay? The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school students to go to college. The expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund. Our goal is to give 10 laptops. Come on, we need your help to give 10 laptops and up to $5,000 to students, and students can register just as well. So if you're a student, I need you to go ahead and register at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com, or the Cash App should be on your screen. We need you to go ahead and donate. But I also want to thank some of our amazing sponsors who have already done so. We have the Black Business Expo USA sponsors for August 2021. Okay, Black Leaders Worldwide, Piani Properties LLC, First Atlantic, Step Management. Man, we thank you so much. NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, A New Way Home NC, Lee Entertainment, Promise Media, Suede Soul, come on, Lotus Rich Coaching and Training, Genius is Common, thank you so much, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Sharon Campbell Solution Group, Kingdom Legacy Partnership LLC, and Levelist Business Strategies, Creative Force Studios, Black Business Expo USA. Let me tell you today, every single dollar counts. So we want to just remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. Help us to give those 10 laptops and $5,000 to a student to help them go to college. Well, right now, I'll keep on coming back with our scholarship. Donate today. And as we always say, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
You are watching The View from Hampton Youth, exploring Hampton University's rich history, the past, present, and promising future.
Welcome to Hampton University and The View from Hampton U. Today we're going to examine a movement that is said to be taking the nation by storm. The Genius is Common movement has emboldened young people throughout the nation, and that has also happened here at Hampton University. Let's take a look at what some of our students have to say about being a genius.
Hi, my name is Gavin Harden, and my genius is to be able to give off positive vibes and spread a smile. Genius is coming.
My name is Brianna Lomax, and my genius is artistic expression through writing and showing compassion to everyone I meet. Genius is common.
My name is Atia Strange, and my genius is the power of expression. Art is universal. I sing, I draw, I film, I photograph. Genius is common.
My name is Maya Harris, and my genius consists of all the gifts that God has given to me. I am a giver, I am passionate about bringing ideas to life, and I have mastered the concept of finding the good in everything. Genius is common.
My name is Diamond Sigmore. My genius is acknowledging the beauty in my own mistakes while challenging others to do the same in order to cultivate and grow. Genius is common.
My name is Almajid Edwards. A lot of people think genius is about being talented or being smart. It's not true. Genius is about influence, whether it's an equation, Whether you're reading or writing, research, harmonies, what have you, genius is about the opportunity, the moment of impact where you can influence another person and uplift them. My genius is poetry. Genius is common.
Hampton University has a long-standing history of supporting geniuses and the movements that they create. For example, General Chapman Armstrong established this great institution in 1868. And did you know that Booker T. Washington was also an alum of Hampton University? I could go on and on about the geniuses who've come through these doors and have exited to go out into the world to make a great difference. That's what's important to us. That's what's important about the Genius is Common movement. What is your genius? You should take the time to think about that today. So thank you for watching The View from Hampton U. And remember, genius is truly common.
Join us next week for another exciting episode of The View from Hampton U.
I'm Jaha, Chief of Tonkawa of Texas, artist and entrepreneur. My genius is master building. Master building with what's in my hands or nothing at all. I learned to keep it simple, clear, and concise. Lay a strong foundation in truth and purity, and you really can't go wrong. Allow room for yourself and others to grow. Tap deep. I learned a lot there. Like it's better to steer away from being judgmental. I learned more about my uniqueness. I learned about authenticity, so on and so on and on and on and on. I realized I didn't have to spend my time being in competition because I already won. You don't have to spend your time always competing against people. You're already a winner. Allow yourself room to grow and allow others room to grow. To learn yourself, to learn what your genius is, and to be the best you, to be the best genius that you are. This is our individual journey, as well as our collective journey. And it's not so much that we have to explain ourselves to people to help them to get us, because they're probably not going to get us anyway. You'll know when you struck that genius goal because you'll freely share, and you'll share it with great love and wisdom. Whatever you want, know it, be it, and do it. Don't be afraid to live it out. Be the inspiration, be the miracle, be the dream, be the love, be the success. So, what's your genius? Own it. Go fearlessly. We are innately wired with genius. Pay it forward with good intentions. Genius is common.
How you doing? I'm Rodney Allen Ripley. Yeah, the child actor. Well, now, leading man. Some of you might remember back in the day, the Harlem Globetrotters popcorn machine. Remember that? Well, it was a Saturday morning special that would come on, and I was there with Geese and Tex and Meadowlark Lemon. Remember the show? Well, I had a great time. And I have to say a huge, huge thank you to all my fans out there. Thank you for all the years of support. I went on from the entertainment industry. I started getting into producing and directing. And now, hey, here I am. I'm a studio executive here in Burbank, California at 2526 Studios. I have to say, it's been pretty good, but the best is yet to come. Please stay encouraged, keep reaching for your dreams, and never forget that genius is common. Remember that genius is common. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter how tough the road may get, keep striving, keep reaching for your dreams, and always know that you are worth it. Everything that you put into yourself, everything good that you pour into your life, you are worth it. And when the times get tough, when things don't go exactly right, it's okay. Dust your shoulders off, stand up strong, and remember, genius is common.
Hi, my name is Dr. Vanda Wilson Warmack. I am the CEO and founder of epastorsnetwork.com. I am also the voice and writer behind the Queen Vanda Power Nuggets. First, ePastors Network. ePastors Network is a network of pastors and leaders, community leaders and organizers who have come together to advance the kingdom of God. The Queen Vanda Power Nuggets are inspirational, revelatory, power-packed messages from the scriptures in less than 80 seconds. Its intent is to lift your soul and to gain a closer relationship with our Heavenly Father. Yes, all of us have gifts, and it's up to us to utilize those gifts. We all have purpose. The scripture says that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Your genius is within you. It is up to you to activate it and walk in it. Let's make our geniuses common. I would like to share with you a Queen Vanda power nugget. Be enlightened, be blessed, and remember that your genius is common. Hi, here is another power nugget. In order to
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Rockwaller, producer, Is My Genius. I produce for the likes of Janet Jackson, Jay-Z, Redman, Method Man, Busta Rhymes, Organized Confusion, Big Pun, 50 Cent. The list goes on and on. Of course, my genius is music. Plan on doing it until the past stop working. Love it, music, love it, live it, breathe it. Genius is common.
I'm Tulani DeMarseille from Boston, Massachusetts, and my geniuses are compassion and empathy, supporting people towards equity and inclusion, and helping leaders to develop inner resilience and building their capacity. I am an executive leadership coach and an equity, inclusion, and diversity consultant. I work with organizations by helping them to foster more inclusive cultures through using mindfulness-based practices. I also work very closely with leaders and helping them to build a mindfulness-based practice so that they can be more of themselves and bring more of themselves into their leadership and into the workplace. Genius is common.
I'm Dorn Wilson from the new show In the Cut on Bounce TV. My genius is being a dad. It's no greater role that I play in life as being a father to my two beautiful children. I love them dearly. I love watching them grow and mature into full adults and have their personalities, and to go out in the world and do lay the foundation for them and make them have better choices. Not always the right choices, but better choices. But that's my genius.
Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Genius is common. Hello, everybody. My name is Lil Asmar. I'm 13 years old. I'm a kid prodigy, bass guitar player. I've been in 7 different magazines. I've been on Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, Little Big Shot Show twice, Harry Connick Jr. Show twice, Wonderama. Played with so many celebrities. Been on the road with Uncle Bootsy Collins. Played with Nate Watts and Stevie Wonder's band. Been on so many big TV shows. And this is what I can do. Genius is common.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Hello, everyone. Okay, our next guest is Rashida Frazier, Mindset Business Success Empowering Greatness Inc. This is amazing. Let me tell you a little bit about Rashida. Rashida Frazier founded Empowering Greatness Inc. in 2012 as an escort to assist minority high school students and young adults with preparatory instruction for higher education, application process, and introduction to the world of business. It has since grown to include meeting The growing demand for education, mentorship, and guidance around entrepreneurship and business development, organization, and mindset cultivation. It was the lack of knowledge around options and resources within her community towards post high school and college direction that fueled her passion, empowering high school and college direction that fueled her passion and empowering greatness has since expanded as Rashida continues to fulfill her vision and mission to educate, mentor, and assist with business development, organizational, and operational efficiency for budding minority entrepreneurs and existing businesses within their local communities and on a global scale. She earned her bachelor's degree in organizational management from Mercy College, is an active commissioned New York State and New Jersey State notary public, is a certified entrepreneurship and business coach, and a member of several prominent business associations. Rashida has an overall love for organization and structure and enjoys working with others to help them all in their knowledge gaps and fortify a stronger foundation that will help propel their personal and business success. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone out there watching, I present to you Miss Rashida Frazier.
Hi, how are you, Ms. Green?
Wow, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, and we are so
Perfect.
excited. I'm going to let you do your thing. And
All
as
right.
always, I'm going to say, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
You got it. Well, hello, everyone. Rashida Frazier, Empowering Greatness, Inc. And today I'm going to talk about mindset. So I'm actually going to jump right in. And before I jump right in, I just want to give just a little background around as to why I decided to talk about mindset in the scope of business and in the scope of entrepreneurship and its journey. A lot of times we hear a lot of talks, speeches, presentations around business, what it is, what you need to do, but nobody tells you how to get there and what you need to do to prepare yourself to get there. And one of the most key things that we need to discuss is your mindset and how you just view certain things. Because when you decide that you're going to go into business, into entrepreneurship, into anything, whatever your success goal is, you want to make sure that you're coming with the right mindset. So I'm going to jump right in as soon as I share my screen. And give me 1 second. Here we go. So, hold up. There we go. So, mindset. Like I said, mindset is key to your business and personal success. It's something that a lot of people don't think about. They just kind of jump feet first and, figure it out as they go. So my goal here is to pack as much knowledge as I can into this 45 minutes and make it as meaty as possible so that you can walk away with a better understanding of mindset and your mindset. So is your mindset holding you back from achieving your goals? I want you to kind of keep certain things in mind as we begin to flow through the process here and what you're going to learn. So hold on to that question. And then we're going to do a little warm up. If you're listening, if you're somewhere where you can sit down, you can either think about it or write it down. One thing that you've always been good at or that you wanted to do, one thing that you think you'll never be good at, one thing you weren't good at, but you became good at over time. What process did you go through to get good at it? And did you ever think you might not succeed? And the reason why I want you to think about these questions and to kind of hold on to them is because it's going to help answer some questions about your mindset as we go through some of the details. So, what is mindset? What do we have going on here? We have a few dictionary definitions on what many people think mindset is. A mental attitude that determines how we interpret and respond in situations, attitude or inclination, a set of attitudes held by someone. Here at Empowering Greatness, we like to think of mindset like this, that mindset is a self perception or self theory that people hold about the collection of all the things they believe, assume consciously or unconsciously that influence how they meet their needs, how they feel, how they think, speak, and approach things, and ultimately their actions and outcomes. I know that is a mouthful, but if this was an interactive presentation, I'd probably say, what do you think mindset is? Take a couple of questions. But again, start thinking about your definition of mindset and what that means. Mindset is all of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions and how they interact with each other and influence you. And I'm going to say that again. Mindset is all of your thoughts, emotions, and how beliefs and how they interact with each other and influence you. So when we talk about defining mindset, we have to remember that this is something that starts within you. It's based off of your mind, not anyone else's, and it's based off of your beliefs and your thoughts, whether they are true or not. So when you think about that, and that this really starts within you, then the next question that is poised to ask is, how is it formed? How did this come about? What is mindset? Mindset is formed in two main ways. First, it's formed through your experiences, how you deal with money, how you deal with friendship, things that have happened to you in general, just anything. It could be a trauma. Second is, what is your mindset is formed by your personal interpretation of those experiences. So let's just say, you had a childhood experience and you got stung by a bee. So you think all bees are scary, all bees are dangerous. These are your thoughts, these are your beliefs, this was your experience. This is the emotion that you now have every time you see a bee. It's like, oh my God. But contrary to, a lot of misconceptions held about bees, most of them are harmless. And most of them only actually sting you when they feel that they are being attacked. So because you actually are fearful of something that may have happened long ago, or someone told you if a bee comes next to you, start swinging your arms and swatting at it, not realizing that that action to a bee signals a fight flight response. So they're going to fight, they're going to defend themselves, and they're going to sting you because they feel like they're being attacked. If you never did that, your experience would have been that the bee would have just flew right by you. So now you've got this lovely experience, and your interpretation of this experience that has formed your mindset around bees. And that is the same way that we do around all of our experiences. We have an experience and then we interpret that experience. The experiences that we interpret, they can be strong one-time occurrences like getting stung by a bee as a child, or just a repetition of things that happen that just leave a very strong imprint, and how that affects you, how you process it, and how you respond and act going forward. So you always want to kind of keep that in mind as we're talking about mindset. We're talking about it in how we think about just our life in general, how we think about our personal successes, how we think about business and where we're going. You have to remember that what we see and what we experience is like a prism. It's light reflecting through this prism, and how it's displayed and shapes what we see and what we feel. Our prism of experiences are our family beliefs, how we were raised, things we were exposed to, how, we personally took that in and interpreted that for ourselves is part of the steps and the main ways in which our mindsets are, formed. So why is mindset important? Why is this just why do we always hear about it? Why do we talk about it? It's important because it really does have an effect on what you're going to do, how you're going to act, on your relationships. It affects how you look at opportunities that are going to come to you. You want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to go to college, or you want to, you know, uh, play the tambourine for a living. It could be anything, but depending on your mindset and how you look at these things and how you just look at your life, it will determine and it will influence and determine what you're going to do and how you're going to function and how you're going to think. So let's try and just look a little deeper into mindset and what that means. So I know that we hear a lot about positive mindset, positive thinking, positive outcome, that you must have a positive mindset to be successful, that it is this attitude of someone who expects good and desired results, that the power of positivity is immense and it could help convert that energy into reality. And that is so true, but it's also only partly true. And it's only partly true because you have to add a healthy mindset, health and balance, so that you can get a full balanced mindset around your mindset. And what that means is that having a positive, healthy, full, balanced mindset allows you to be able to look at the whole scenario of a situation that is happening in your life. It allows you to be able to make smart decisions that will bring about the correct response and action. And you also have to understand, too, that it cannot be based on preconceived notions of your emotions, of things that have influenced you in the past that have hurt you. And that's the reason why positivity also needs to go with health, also needs to go with balance, because you need to be able to look at your mindset, look at the things that you think about certain situations and life scenarios, and see if this is healthy or unhealthy. Is this going to push me forward or is it going to hold me back? You know, what is influencing you? Remember, what you experienced and how you interpret that experience, they're going to influence how you respond or act in these 6 key life scenarios, which encompass so much: money, success, wealth, health, career, entrepreneurship, relationship. What are your knee-jerk responses to these things if something happens in your life? you know do you see yourself as successful? Why or why not? How do you define that? Is it based off of the fact that people around you have never been successful, so in your mind you feel like you'll just never be successful? What about wealth? Have you never seen positive expressions of wealth within your community, within your family, so you just feel like you're doomed to a life of being in debt and just not being able to get ahead or being able to take care of yourself? What about health? Are you around sick people or are you around healthy people? Or your influences, seeing people work out all the time, or being overweight? What about career and entrepreneurship? Have you been around people who own their own businesses? Have they talked to you? Have they expressed why they decided to be an entrepreneur? What about people who, I want to be a doctor, so have you seen people who look like you who are doctors? Even positive relationships, not just man, woman, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships, but sisterhood relationships, brotherhood relationships, mentor mentee relationships, elder youth relationships. Like, What are your ideas? What is influencing? What is the mindset that you have around these things? Because mindset is not what is true or untrue in your life. Mindset usually is wrapped around all the unhealthy experiences you may be that may be influencing you in one way or another. And that ultimately is what affects your mindset. It also could be all the healthy experiences that that have, influenced you and are affecting your mindset that way. So you have to weigh the options of you're looking at these things and how these things are really affecting you. Because again, if you believe it to be true, whether it's true or not, that is, that is what's going to manifest, because those are the unhealthy experiences and healthy experiences that you've, been influenced by. So I want to touch on money problems, money mindset, because when you think about entrepreneurship, when you think about career and any and everything that it is that you're trying to do, you start thinking about ways. Most issues stem around money. Um, it is a reality that within our community, money is one of the biggest issues that we have. It stops us if we don't have it, or we don't have access to it, or we don't think about it in the right way, or we haven't learned about it in the correct way. I know a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs, but they say, I don't have enough money. I'm always broke. How am I going to do this? And that is the one thing that I've noticed that some entrepreneurs have in common is an unhealthy relationship with money. And not that they're broke, but they don't think about money in the right terms. So let us think about what a money mindset is. It is basically your unique and individual set of core beliefs about money, how it works in the world, and your attitude about it. And I want to add to that also how you think it works for you, what limitations you put on yourself about how you think money works for you. So just think about it. If you're struggling with money, you can't pay your bills. That's a very real thing for a lot of people. It's happening in life right now. We're in a pandemic. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are saying, you know what, let me turn to entrepreneurship. Let me figure out another way. But money, lack of access to capital, lack of access just to basic budgeting and finance within our communities is a big deal. And it's something that we need to talk about. But your mindset will actually shape what you believe is possible about that situation and how you're going to respond to it going forward, and as well as if you find yourself in that situation again and again. So are you in the mindset of being stuck hand to mouth? Is that where your mindset is? Or are you more proactive in finding solutions and saying, you know what? I never learned about money growing up, but I want to learn now. So I'm going to actively seek out budgeting classes and finance classes. I'm seeing all these things online about, how to save and how to invest. So are you more of that mindset of let me see what I can do to change my circumstance? Or is your mindset around money just kind of like, I'm stuck, you know? I'm stuck in a spend mode. I don't know how to save. I don't even know how to just put $10 away toward my goal, if that is all that I have to put away, because the mindset gets stagnant. So outcomes around mindset, around money, around just about anything, you got to understand that your mindset strongly influences your outcomes, but it doesn't 100% determine them. And the reason why is because your mindset is not responsible for what others do, only what you do and how you handle it. Only around what you have allowed to happen in your life up to now that has led you to where you are. And if you're going to allow that mindset to persist, if it's unhealthy, or if you're going to continue to improve upon it, if it is healthy, but you see room for growth and improvement. You got to understand that it's not that people don't have issues around money or issues around certain things. It's just that their mindset keeps them stuck. So when you think about, I want to go into business and, how much is it going to cost me? Oh, I can't afford that. Where is your mindset at around that? How much do you spend on Uber Eats when you can cook? I challenge everyone who's listening to this who says, I don't have enough money to start a business, or I don't have enough money to, save and set aside. Look at what you spend on extras that are not necessities that can be put towards your goal. You don't have to eat out. You can cook every day. It's a small sacrifice for your long-term goals. And if you're thinking in that mindset, it's like, oh, wow, wait a minute. I can shift. I can make this a reality. Let me strategically look at it. So again, that's something that you do. You can't put your mindset on someone else. You can't say to someone else, well, this is my goal and this is what I want to do, but I don't have it, and expect someone else to assist you with that if you're not willing to do what's necessary to make that a reality. That's why your mindset will influence your outcome, but it doesn't determine it 100%. So mindset, outcome, mindset. So when you begin to evaluate how you think about life, some of the things that you may struggle with, some of the things you may be good at, you may be saying to yourself, well, how do I get my brain to pivot and shift, from what I'm currently thinking to achieve the success that I'm trying to manifest? What does that look like? I'm hardwired this way. How do I change that? You're talking about it, but what can I do? You have to remember, your brain is a muscle. The brain gets stronger with exercise. The same way you lift weights, see my little muscle lifting weights, the same way you lift weights to recondition your body. You have flabby arms, and if you work it out long enough and in the right way, you develop big bulging biceps, or lean abs. If you're working on that, your brain is the same way. It is a muscle. So you got to do the right exercises geared toward mindset change. Because what begins to happen then when you do that is that your neurons actually begin to grow. They begin to shift. They begin to shift your mindset. What does that mean? It means that the more you develop your mindset, the more your choices are going to change, the more your lifestyle will change, and the things you say, the places you go, literally will begin to change, because you're going to find yourself in fewer situations that were based off of old influences and old mindsets, because you're actively working it out. And a lot of that, just to get a little scientific, is really called neuroplasticity. As you can see from the slide, it's a study of the brain, how it adapts, to the experiences of life that we go through. One of the things that we're learning, if you study, and you can, if you can write neuroplasticity down, Google it. But for a long time, we thought that our brain was just non-renewable. It was just kind of this organ. We never thought that our brain could form new neurons on its own, or even be able to grow and be shaped however that we like. So a lot of decades of research have uncovered that regardless of our age, we can grow and learn new things. That our brain contains numerous circuits and pathways. And in simple terms, what that just means is that these pathways allow our brain to push through a sequence of steps. The more we go through these steps, repetition, the more our brain builds up that pathway. It eventually will form a circuit that allows us to perform those tasks with more skill and speed than before. So if you're aware of that and how it can impact you, then you are aware of how it can then impact your mindset and your growth development overall through all of your life experiences. So just to give you a few tangible mindset exercises that you can actually go through. One is self-exploration. You have to figure out, how you want to shape your future moving forward. Are you fixed? Or are you going to be stuck? One thing that you can do to actually help to change your mindset are activities that encourage change. Mindfulness meditations, qigong, yoga, tai chi. These are all movements that help to release energies within your body, realign energies within you from your brain all the way to your feet. Different grounding techniques, journaling. Start writing down in a notebook different things that you think about, how you're thinking about it, things that you've learned. Go back to, a passage that you've written from like a month or a year ago and see how different, the scenario that you're going through now, which is almost the same exact scenario that you went through a year ago, and how you reacted to it. Begin to really explore your mind by putting it on paper, the good, the bad, the ugly. It really does. Develop a personal vision. What do you see for yourself? What do you want for yourself? How do you want to go about doing this? What is your personal vision plan? We do vision and mission statements for our businesses. We need to do them personally even before we get to the business phase, because one of the things that we don't realize is that there's a thin line between personal and business, between what you do in your day-to-day and how you're going to function in your entrepreneurship world and in your business world. Because if you don't fix you, then you're going to bring all of that over into how you're going to function in your business. So you want to begin with you, and then look at others, look at other people, who are doing great things and doing amazing things, and start making notes, jotting things down. How are they really doing that? What are they saying? What are some of the best practices that they're sharing? What are the nuggets that they're giving out for free? And take the ones that speak to you and use them. Begin to incorporate them into your life. Everyday mindset examples. You can do this by basically taking sheets of paper and figuring out, doing a little research. Where's my mindset? Is it fixed? Is it growth? Is it stagnant? Where am I? Start looking up what mindset is. There's definitions all over the place and a myriad of information that you can find on the different types of mindsets that there are. And begin to start listing those things out, specific to you. How is this applied in your everyday life? How do you function in different scenarios, with your mom or with your children or with your boss while you're in school, with your teachers, with your peers, while you're riding on the subway, while you're walking down the street, You know, do you network? What is your aversion to networking? How do you, when you begin to look at the different frames of mindsets and you begin to start looking at what some of the challenges, roadblocks that you have, how you handle adversity, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Because we go through these things every day, all day. Then my most favorite exercise is take action. Just do it. Just start getting out there. Break the inertia. You know, I don't want to be stuck in this rut anymore around this. I really want to start this this business, and I'm gonna just get out there and begin to learn. I'm gonna seek people out. I'm gonna see what I need to do. Taking action does something. It just rewires the juices. It raises a level of enthusiasm and passion around what it is that you want to do. And it really begins to shift your mind around what you feel you can and cannot do because you've done it. You've taken a step to do something different, to build a new habit. And sometimes taking action is the toughest thing to do. It's one of the toughest habits to break, is staying still and staying in your head versus taking what's in your head and putting it out into the energy, into the universe for action. Self-reflection, like self-exploration, but self-reflection is more of an external rather than internal. You know, you're going to start looking at your skills. You know, what do I do? What am I good at? Is somebody else good at this? I see they're succeeding. Why can't I do that? You know, what do I need to develop? These are all things that begin to actually shape the way you begin to think and look at yourself. And it also gives you an idea of how you think and look at yourself, you know? What are you doing today? What are you doing right now? You know, think about when you first started doing that something, you know? How long did it take you to learn it? How long did it take you to master it? You know, how good were you when you realized like this was your thing? You didn't start off that way. It was a buildup. So you need to reflect on those things, really just take time to look back and say, what was my progress through this that I got to where I am. And then 5, start looking at opportunities just to learn something different, something that doesn't fit into the norm of what it is that you would normally think for yourself. You know, you've never ridden a bike. You're 45 years old. Learn how to ride a bike. New learning opportunity. Because when you put yourself in scenarios that are outside of your comfort zone, what begins to happen is you begin to talk to people. You begin to see other people doing different things. It begins to give you different levels of experience and influence that begins now to help to change your mindset. So you begin to go through this paradigm shift of mindset to really just begin to take something totally new, you know, and it also is going to teach you about your attitude, how you feel about something, you know, the things that you say to yourself. And that goes into the power of words and how we talk to ourselves, because that has a lot to do with our mindset. It really, people don't understand how powerful words are. Words, one of my favorite quotes, Rhonda Sharma, words can inspire and words can destroy. Choose yours well. I mean, words are so powerful that because they crystallize the perceptions that you shape around your beliefs. They drive your behavior, and they ultimately create your world. You know, there's a power that arises around emotional responses when we speak, read, or hear them. You ever read something and it just invoked this emotion, and then it was just like you either got really angry or it just made you sad or it overjoyed you. You know, think about saying the word fire, you know, fire. Okay. But if you say it while barbecuing, you know, or in a workplace, and how you say it, fire, that's going to elicit a response. You know, how are you saying things to yourself? How are you saying things to other people? You know, it's going to elicit completely, but yet powerful emotional and energetic responses that are going to shape you, that are going to shape your mind, that are going to shape how you think and how you believe. We can choose to use these words constructively, through encouragement, or destructively and with despair. And I'm always for the first two, to uplift and to empower not only others, but ourselves, because it starts with us. Change your words, change your mindset. It's really that simple. Change your words, change your mindset. So how do you start doing that? Start paying attention to the things that you say. You know, what words are you using? You know, the words that you repeatedly think and speak give rise to positive or negative mindset. You know, you start changing your habitual vocabulary, you know, what you consistently use, you can change how you think and how you feel. You know, man, you know, I'm never gonna make it. Then you're never gonna make it if you keep telling yourself that. Man, I'm stupid. You ever heard that? You know, oh, I'm so stupid. No, you don't tell yourself you're stupid, because then you're going to become stupid. You just put yourself in a mindset of negativity. Why would you want to do that? So start looking at the words that you use, the words that you use with yourself, the words that you use with your children, you know, the words that you use with your peers as you describe yourself, as you describe your goals, as you describe what you want to do. Are you putting negative connotations within that? You know, I can't. I'm trying. It's impossible. This is just too hard. I'm stuck. Even about personal, I'm ugly. I'm never going to look like her. You know, I'm never going to look like him. Oh, do you see his muscles? Who cares? God made you who you are, and you are beautiful nonetheless. You know, I'm useless. If only someday. Why me? I'm a failure. I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. How many times do you tell yourself you're tired? Oh, I'm tired. Somebody say something to you. Hey, how you doing, girl? I'm tired. Are you really tired? And then all of a sudden you start feeling tired because you keep telling yourself you're tired. Watch your words. Words are powerful. They have energy. They really do shape, you know, and also the words that you hear goes back earlier to the experiences. What have you experienced in your life? What were your experiences? What were the words and thoughts and beliefs that were said to you that made your mindset what it is today? That is either helping you and are hindering you from your successes, business, personal, or both. The power of I am. Love it, self-explanatory. You hear it in all the self-help books or the guru books. You hear it in church. You hear it in different faiths and spiritualities. I am, you know, two of the most powerful words in existence, because what you put after them, you become. So I am amazing or I'm stupid. You know, I am successful or, I'm never going to amount to anything. What are you feeding yourself? What you feed yourself is what you feed your mind. What you feed your mind is what's going to grow those neurons. So you're either growing neurons for negativity or you're growing neurons for positivity. I am what? I am spiritual. I am divine. I am uplifting. I am encouraging. What are you? What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding your brain that is influencing your mindset around where you want to go, what you're trying to do in your life? I am. I want to read this slide because I just feel like it's so important to really tap into this. I am are two words that have the power to completely change your life. I am is the most powerful command statement there is. It frees you to be who you desire to become. Many have stated that I am is the power of God being spoken into you. How powerful is that? It can be used to empower or disempower you. So be careful what you attach to the end of that statement. When you say, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, you're in essence saying, I am these things. When you say, I'm bold, I'm able, I'm blessed, I am highly favored, you're also saying, I am these things. So I am can actually help you discover your unique abilities and advantages to lead to a more productive and happier life. So I am is like a mantra. So a few affirmations that I kind of gave to, you can create your own, but here's something to get you started. I am worthy of my dreams and goals. I am the power to change my life. I am a successful entrepreneur. Wait, go back. I'm so sorry. I am determined and will never give up. You see that? And say it with conviction. Believe it. Repetition. These are the things that you use along with some the mindset exercises that are the exercises that help to reframe and reshape your mind about how you see life. How you see. We talked about money. I am a money magnet. I attract what I need, when I need it, how I need it. Not everybody is going to be a millionaire, but you can be all right. Not everybody's going to be a gazillionaire, but you can be all right. How are you thinking about all right? Some people don't want to be a millionaire. They just want to be comfortable. But if you don't even see yourself positively as comfortable, I am getting everything that I need to be what I need to be. Put it there. Define it. So just a few others, around I am amazing. Be the game changer. I am the game changer. One of my most favorite, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right, by Henry Ford. So if you think that you can, then you will, because you're going to keep that. That's going to be that repetition. I know I can. This is what I'm going to do. You're going to live in that mode. But if you think you can't, and then you start with I don't know, I can, it's impossible, I tried, I kept failing, then that's exactly what's going to be right. So again, choose your words wisely. Life's real failure is when you do not realize how close you were to success when you gave up. If you fall 100 times, get up 101. If you fall 1,000 times, get up 1,001. If you fall 1,000,000 times, get up 1,000,001. And the reason why you have to keep doing that is because you have to learn from the falls. Each time you get up, you've learned something different from that fall. Eventually, you will stop falling. Whatever it is, whatever the reasons why you keep falling is because there were lessons that you need to learn in that fall. And when you learn it, you get back up and you continue to move. And eventually, you'll realize that you're going to stop falling, or the falls are going to become less and less, or the falls are only going to come when it's something that you need to learn, that you have to learn from. Falls are almost like a wake-up call. It's like, wait, let me stop you for a minute so we can get you right, learn what you got to learn, redirect you so we can continue to propel you forward. You got to think about it's all in how you frame your mind. The most successful entrepreneurs I know are optimistic. It's part of the job description. So if you're thinking about being an entrepreneurship, if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about owning a business, if you're thinking about higher education and what are your next steps after high school, if you're thinking about what are your next steps after college, if you're thinking about a career change, if you're thinking about anything, be optimistic. Start researching and looking at stuff. I could do that. I could train to do that. Oh, start putting that energy. Everything is energy. Mindset is energy. Because you're using your brain. It's a muscle. It comes from there. You're using words. Those are real. They hurt or they empower. You're using your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your beliefs. And they shape your emotions. And they shape your responses and your actions. So always try to be balanced with what it is that you're putting into yourself. I want to just kind of put this up here. I'm going to really just kind of announce, because we're nearing the end of the presentation, that in March, February and March of 2022, I'm going to be doing a 6-week entrepreneurship bootcamp intensive called The Journey in collaboration with Kingdom Legacy Partnerships. Teresa Satchel, who is just a phenomenal female. And I'm so glad that we are partnering and connecting on the level that we are. And we are going to be advertising this within the next month, but I'm going to just kind of pre-advertise it and put it out there on this platform. So look out for it.
Yes.
On
Yes.
preparing our journey and what that looks like.
Oh my gosh, Miss Rashida, are you me? You have rocked the stage. This has been unbelievable. This was presentation. I mean, it was so many things that I took from this, but I just love the power of I am. So I'm hoping that everyone who is watching can take something away from those amazing, amazing affirmations that you left. Man, how do we get in contact with you?
Oh, plethora of ways. So if you're
Give,
social
give us
media,
the one way that we get to everything else. What's that website?
the website is empowergreat.com. www.empowergreat.com.
www.empowergreat.com. Find her right there. We thank you so much for this amazing, amazing presentation. Guess what, Rashida? I shall see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you. It's wonderful. I am here to let you know about the Black Business Expo mission. These funds for our high school students to go to college. Yes, the expo is a fundraiser for students, and you, my dear, may go to blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund. Our goal is to raise money so we can give away 10 laptops and up to 5, and I mean $5,000 to a student and students who can register. Your students, come on, get registered. You can go to the same website, www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and get registered. And guess what? The QR code is right on your screen. So all you have to do is pull out your camera, scan it, and it'll take you right to the donation page. And as always, we always want to thank our amazing sponsors. Okay, we have Black Leaders Worldwide, Black Business Expo sponsors. These are the ones for August 2021. Peony Properties LLC, First Atlantic, Step Management, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, A New Way Home, NC Lee Entertainment, Promise Media, Suede Soul, Lotus Rich Coaching and Training, Genius is Common, Barbara H. Smith LLC, Sharon Campbell Solution Group, Kingdom Legacy Partnership LLC, Level Less Business Strategies. Thank you. Creative for Studios, Black Business Expo USA. And we don't ever want you to forget that every single dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund so we can give these 10 laptops away, and he's $5,000 to our students. So, as always, I'm just going to let you know the QR code is on your screen. Scan it, take a picture of it. It goes right to the donation page, and we need your donations today. And guess what? Genius is coming, and I will see you on the other side.
Hi, I'm Janae Adams, and my genius is I know how to attract money to people. I paid off $50,000 of debt in 2 years. That's right, $50,000 of debt in 2 years. Now I travel the world as an international speaker and the author of 2 books sharing my story of how I did exactly that step by step. Not only am I a speaker, but I also do financial wellness programs for corporations, and I have an online platform and online courses for individuals around the world. So that is my genius. And of course, genius is common.
Hello, my name is Kiasi Helm, and I'm 14 years old. I think my genius would probably have to be setting goals and achieving them. I say this because ever since I was young, I always wanted to be an author, and at age 11, I ended up achieving this. But not only did I end up becoming an author, I ended up becoming a public speaker, a publisher, a business owner, all these great things. The name of my business is Written by Kids Publishing Company. I decided to start this company because I thought it was important for me to help kids my age express themselves through literacy and just achieve their own goals. Because to me, achieving goals is the best thing in the world to feel. It's you just achieving things and aspirations that you set for yourself. And I know that everybody is capable of this, because even if you don't end up achieving the goal, you still tried your best, and that's the most important thing. And everybody is capable of this because genius is common. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jay Hollingshed. I'm a mental performance coach, a certified life coach, certified executive coach, a public speaker, a Huffington Post contributor, international best-selling author, and I am still growing into my genius because pretty soon I will be Dr. J. Hollingshed. None of the titles that I just ran down to you would even be possible if I didn't tap into what you and I both have in common. That's called genius. Genius is common. Now, everybody has it. It's that one thing that you are very good at, and you excel at that no matter what. Me, mine's just happens to be connecting with people, introducing them to their potential, and allowing them to manifest their greatness. Let me ask you this. How long are you going to let your genius be on hold? Don't wait. Be great today. Start now. Exist as your genius. And through love, be a blessing. This has been Jay Hollingshed. Genius is common.
Hello, everybody. This is State Senator Barbara Robinson from Baltimore, Maryland, representing the 40th Legislative District in Baltimore City. It is a pleasure to come on to talk about genius is common because there are so many young people out here who are geniuses, but they don't know it. They don't know how smart they are. They don't know how talented they are. They don't know how many skills they have because they have not taken the time to explore themselves. When people say that the graveyard is the richest plot of land in the world, they're absolutely right because it's filled with unrealized dreams, with stories that we've never read, plays that we've never seen, songs that we've never heard, books that have never been written, because individuals who are geniuses never knew that they were geniuses. You know, I taught in prison for 7 years, and I can't tell you how many times I've read books written by inmates, incarcerated inmates, who knew that they could not, didn't know that they could write until they were incarcerated, or the poems that I've read by poets who didn't know that they were poets until they were incarcerated, or Christmas cards, Valentine cards, special interest cards that were not only drawn or painted by incarcerated individuals, but the verses inside were also written by individuals who never knew that they had that type of talent. And when you look at people, some of the young people who are in the streets, who are selling drugs, who are really running a business, but don't know that they have that type of business mentality because they have not put it to legal use. Genius is common. Genius is common because I have a painting that's hanging in my basement now that was painted by a man who's doing time for murder who never knew he could paint until he was incarcerated. And the amount of money that he committed murder over does not compare to the amount of money that he could make selling his paintings. So those people who are, those young people who are coming behind us, those of us who are in leadership position and those who are coming behind have to know that we forged a path for them to realize their dreams, to step into their greatness. So individuals on whose shoulders let's square our shoulders and let the young people coming behind us stand on our shoulders. Let's also build a bridge over which that they can travel from where they are into their future, utilizing their geniuses. The future is made for them to step into their greatness, but oftentimes they don't know how great they are if they have not had a chance to realize their dreams. So I want to say to you people, young people who are listening to me,
Never allow anyone to define your limitations. Never let anyone to tell you what you can or cannot do or who you can or cannot become. Never sell yourself short, and always realize your dream and never get stuck into now. Bring yourself to go into your greatness. And remember, and I want to leave you with this, that genius is common. But what is not common is that you knowing how great you really are. So genius is common. Step into your greatness.
My name is Fahim Judah El. I'm a teacher of metaphysics, biblical symbolism, allegory, comedic science, our story of Nubia, Kemet, and Cush. My genius is writing. I have written over 100 books and articles on the African origin of the sciences, metaphysics, spirituality, the ancient Comedian mystery system, Kundalini, mythology, the Ethiopian mysteries, biblical allegory, astrotheology, cosmology, positive thinking, herbology, sound healing, the golden ratio, the science of vibration, mentalism, causation, the history of ancient Kemet, Nubia, and Ethiopia, as well as biographies of great African people and civilizations around the world. I am a world traveler. I have taught and lived in Ethiopia and Kenya, and I have traveled to many African countries and remote locations in Mexico, documenting the story of African people around the world. I am the owner of Axum Publications, where I've published hundreds of books and mentored the minds of young writers. My company, Axum Publication, awards scholarships to deserving African students each year. To regain our greatness, we must first know that we are great. So plant a seed, cultivate it, and develop it. The time is now. You are a genius. Genius is common.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm creating this video to let you know that genius is common. To me, this is a phrase where passion meets excellence. Now, you may never be known or recognized for your genius, but know that it is yours and no one can take it from you. For me, I love music, especially singing. That is my genius, and I like to share it with you. Sweet breath of God, come and fill my soul. Lead me into that place where you are, 'cause I wanna run to you. Despite what I'm going through, help me to cling to what you have for me. Oh, holy one, into your arms I come. Hold me until the day your light is Hold me until the day your light is done. See? Genius is coming. So tell me, what's your genius? Bye.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Hello, everyone. I am Mahisa Green. I am your moderator for this evening, and I would like to bring to the stage our next guest. Let me tell you a little bit about her. This is Dr. Jennifer Harris, keeping it real about the American dream, purses, pumps, and Power Network LLC. Dr. Jennifer Harris, real estate broker, speaker, coach, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and author, founder of Purses, Pumps, and Power Network. Like you, Entrepreneur and real estate broker Dr. Jennifer Harris has read her share of success stories from women who have gone through some challenging life storms. Dr. Jennifer believes that her own life storms help catapult her towards her dreams of business ownership, executive coaching, and empowering women who are stuck, stagnant, and sleep in their life, career, and business. She does this through real estate, entrepreneurship, workshops, coaching, and conferences. Some women dream about wealth and some actually talk about it. And there are women who demand wealth and then take it. Dr. Jennifer Harris is that woman, known as the woman with the Midas touch. Everything she touches turns to legacy. A true advocate, Dr. Harris has devoted her life to creating financial and economic freedom for women around the globe. After achieving explosive success in residential real estate, she knew that she could leave no sister behind. So she found Buy It and Flip It, women and investment consultancy, which turned everyday women into real estate moguls. But she couldn't stop there. As the CEO of Purses Pumps and Power LLC, Dr. Harris has ignited a global, worldwide movement for women to step into their destiny of wealth. She is an author and loves helping women gain financial leveraging over their lives. I would love to bring to the stage, I present to you Dr. Jennifer Harris.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Jennifer Harris. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you, Queen. How are you? This has been an amazing day. I'm so excited.
Yes, it has. And I'm going to give it over to you. And as we always say, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right now. All right. So hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Jennifer Harris, and I am so excited to be speaking at the Black Business Expo. And it's the largest expo that you see streaming around the world. So I totally love this next topic because it's near and dear to my heart. So just a little bit more background about me is that I was a former engineer, network engineer for about 7 years. And then when a lot of jobs got shipped overseas, I decided to pursue my passion and jump into real estate. Now, if you're in the local area where I am in North Carolina, then you know that we had parade of homes and all of these gorgeous houses would just go up. And so that kind of sparked my interest. But the biggest thing I realized is that it was not always the American dream for everyone. And still to this day, it's not always been the American dream for minorities or for Blacks and for people of color. So today I'm going to talk to you about keeping it real about the American dream. So I'm going to share my screen and make sure that you can see. Okay. Actually, I hope you can see this. Let me hit share. Okay. So I have a presentation that I want to go over. And hopefully you all can see it. Give me 1 second here. Can you see my screen? Okay, so I'm going to share this and hopefully you can see my screen. Can someone please let me know if you can see my screen?
We're ready for you, Dr. Harris. We see it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so let's get started. So being the founder of Purses, Pumps, and Power, I always looked at myself as an investor. And today I want each of you to look at yourself as an investor. So I always say these affirmations to myself and these declarations that I am an investor. I invest in myself. I invest in my happiness. I invest in my freedom, and I invest in my future. Hashtag I am an investor. So I want you to put that in the feed and think about it from a stance of you being an investor, investing in your happiness, investing in your future, and investing in your freedom. And today I'm going to talk to you more about that. So I like to say you have to own a piece of the American pie or America is going to own you. Now listen, we all know that today real estate has been the hottest topic of discussion, so much so that if you don't own a piece of that American pie or this American pie, what I call real estate, then it is definitely going to own you. But I'm going to talk to you today about the top 3 ways to creating wealth on your own terms. And that's top 3 ways. I'm going to be giving you some strategies. So get your notes, get your pen and paper, because note takers are money makers. And we have just come to this Black Business Expo so that we can gain wealth. So one of the top ways, or the first ways, is about real estate. Now I like to say real estate purse, if you men that's watching, you can say your wallet, like what's in your real estate wallet. But today we're going to be talking about your real estate purse. So the number 1 way to creating wealth on your own terms is real estate, and that is to own it. And as Blacks, as entrepreneurs, I was actually very happy to have and privileged to have been raised in a household with both my mother and father, and they own their own home. So that actually kind of sparked in me as well about home ownership. And we know that the wealth gap between, African Americans and other nationalities is very wide when it comes to this particular department. So I'm thankful to be able to speak to you today about owning real estate. But one thing I want to tell you is that owning real estate, you have to think about it. Maybe you're wanting to buy your first home. Maybe you wanted to buy your second home or an investment property or a short-term rental. But the thing I want to tell you is that wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. Think about that. Wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. So you have to see it before you see it, or you will never see it, which is why one of my purse power real estate rules is to own it, leverage it, and leave it. Leaving that legacy for your family is going to come through wealth with real estate. But you first have to own it. But you also have to own it so that way you can leverage it. You can leverage it for getting business loans for your Black business. You can leverage it by, maybe flipping another property or taking that wealth and passing it on to leave it for your family. So purse power real estate rule number 2 is to buy it, flip it, and bank it. Now, if you take a look at over this last maybe 10, 15 years ago, if you would have thought about buying, say, even a little small piece of land somewhere that you didn't even think it was going to do anything, or what about buying this house that's like $10,000 in this particular part of the country, or $50,000, or even say $100,000 or $200,000, and then you say, you know what? We know that everything is going to be revitalization, and you've got all of these other homes that people are actually looking to fix up, and they're flipping it so that way they can bank those profits. So that's one of the real estate rules. Number 2 is to buy it, flip it, and then bank it. So you may think about homes as far as like flipping houses. And I know a lot of y'all have been watching HGTV and Property Brothers, but think about how you can rehab and resell these homes. You can do it with other couples. You can do it as a Black business. You can actually go after grants that are actually wanting to, make these areas more desirable. So think about that part of your wealth. And today at the Black Business Expo, I'm going to challenge you to write down what your wealth goals are when it comes to real estate. So rehab, resell, or flip houses. Now, purse power real estate rule number 3 is to buy it, flip it, and invest it. So buying real estate, like I'm going to show you some examples of some couples and individuals that I've helped I've helped hundreds of people over these last almost 18 years of real estate. But I'm going to actually show you some strategies to where whenever you decide to buy maybe that piece of land and you flip it, and you can actually invest that into short-term rentals, or some of you may know them as Airbnb. But you can also take that money that you flip with your business and your real estate business, and you can start wholesaling properties. So I'm going to talk to you about that as well. So purse power rule number 4 is to buy it, rent it, and bank it. Now, think about all the times that people need housing. Think about the millions of people, no matter if you're in America, no matter if you're in Africa, no matter if you're in Greece, no matter if you're in, California, no matter where you are, everyone needs housing. And I actually know a lady that I helped purchase her first house, and she had been renting this property, now get this, for 30 years. Yes, 30 years. And I thought about that for a moment. And when we handed her her keys, she said she never even thought about buying a house. Her and her daughter decided to finally buy it together. Even her landlord cried when she actually was moving, because she basically paid for that house probably 2 or 3 times over. So that purse power real estate rule number 4 is to buy it, rent it, and bank it. Banking that profit that you're going to see coming in from investment properties. And you can actually leave that as well. So we're going to talk about investing it. So investing in real estate right now is one of the top things that you see people from Warren Buffett to Oprah Winfrey to Jay-Z and Beyonce to, the Rockefellers, to all of these people want to get into real estate. But think about getting your piece of this American pie. Like, you only need a small portion of it. You don't have to start so big, because you have to start before you're ready. But investing in real estate is one of the largest and I would say one of the most overwhelming and also one of the most profitable ways to start building that wealth, because you can take what you invest into real estate and put that into other things. Like if you want to start putting that into the stock market, or putting those monies into, say, cryptocurrency, or putting that money into a bank account for your children, I'm going to tell you that's the way to go. So apartments and strip malls. Now, how many times have you driven down the road in your local city or local town and you saw all of these apartments and strip malls actually being built? So much so that you're like, where are all these people coming from? Well, the one thing that's not slowing down are apartments and strip malls, because they know that people need housing. They know that sometimes people pay, 2 and 3 times what they would normally pay for a house. They would pay that in an apartment or strip mall. But you cannot leave that legacy or leave that apartment unless you own it. You cannot leave that strip mall unless you own it. So one thing I love that Warren Buffett says is the best education you can get is investing in yourself. And that doesn't mean a college or university. The beauty about real estate is that you do not have to have a college degree to invest. You do not have to have all of these skills. All you need is a dream, a plan, and the will and the desire to be like Warren Buffett and go get this real estate. So you have to invest in your knowledge of how to create wealth, because wealthy people, they don't wear their money. Wealthy people invest their money. But we're going to talk about investing in your knowledge of how to create the wealth. Like if you don't know where to go to maybe invest into real estate, or you may say, you know what, I don't know which area or direction I want to go to invest in the real estate, but invest in that knowledge of how to create the wealth for your family. But you also have to invest before you invest in things. Invest in yourself before you invest in things. You know, it's not all about the big Louis bags and, you know, the best purse. You know, yeah, purses, pumps, and power, but the purses really represents those 7 purses of wealth. But the top thing, like I mentioned before, starting off, is that you are an investor. So invest in yourself before you invest in things. So you have to invest in your knowledge of wealth before you waste your wealth. Now, how many times have we seen the wealth gap between, you know, African Americans and these other nationalities or the Caucasians? How many times have we seen that wealth gap be so huge to the point where we're wondering, well, what are they investing in? What are they doing? But then also, how many times have we seen, even on these Black Business Expos, how many times have we really seen how much wealth that African Americans and the Black population generate? So invest in your knowledge of wealth before you waste your wealth. So again, wealthy people, they don't wear their money. Wealthy people invest their money. And one of the main things they invest in is real estate. So we're going to talk about learn to invest in yourself and also learn to invest for yourself. But the one thing I want to tell you is that I often had to start seeing my money as a seed. Now, you sow, you reap, you know, we want to have a particular harvest on where we sow, but you have to see your money as a seed, but you also have to sow your money as a seed, and a little bit can go a long way. So I'm going to tell you some strategies about how you can take that little bit of money that maybe you have in a 401k, or maybe a little bit of money you have in savings, and start to invest into real estate. But see your money as a seed. Don't just see your money as something that just comes and goes. See your money as a seed, because you're going to sow your money. So the quicker that you sow, the quicker you grow. The quicker you start sowing into your future, especially with real estate, the quicker you're going to grow your portfolio. And the more that you sow, the more you grow. The more you start sowing, maybe with other couples that you want to start getting together, or maybe have a partner that you say, you know what, let's team up and start owning some real estate. Let's team up and start sowing our money so that we can grow our legacy for our families. And I want you to know that you have everything that you need today to create the wealth that you desire tomorrow. Don't let anybody tell you that just because you may not have a degree, or you may not have all the wealth, or you may not have this big high-paying job, that you cannot invest into real estate or invest in your own home. You have everything that you need today to create the wealth that you desire tomorrow. Because again, I mentioned before, you have to see it before you see it, or you will never see it. That's one of the things that a mentor told me, and I was so grateful that he opened up my eyes to that. But again, wherever you are in life, your mind got there first. But better days are just ahead, because when you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at tend to change. Think about how, you know, maybe 5 years ago, you didn't even see this whole community come. Think about how maybe 10 years from now, where things are actually going. So you have to change the way that you look at things, and the things you look at will tend to change. And that's a famous quote by Wayne Dyer. So then let's talk about how to own real estate. You may say, Dr. Jennifer, this is all great, but how do I really own real estate? I really want to own real estate, or I maybe want to get a second home. I may want to have my first home, but there's some things that I know I got to get together. So how to own real estate. One of the things that some of the biggest challenges in owning real estate that I find that I've talked to thousands of people over my last 18 years of real estate, and they say, you know what, I don't have the credit and I don't have much cash. Those are the biggest challenges that I think stops even in the Black community into owning real estate, is that they feel like they don't have the credit or they don't have the cash. But you have to stop running away from your credit. If you have less than perfect credit, or if your credit is challenged, let's work together to get that together. Because during this whole pandemic, when a lot of those business loans were given out, they were most of the Black community was denied because of credit, or they were also denied maybe because they didn't have a house that they could have as equity. But we have to stop running away from that. Let's start to get to a point where, you know, we get our credit together. And we know things happen. We know someone may have lost a loved one or lost a job, but it doesn't really matter if you have bad credit. You have to raise it to good credit. And if you have good credit, then you have to raise it to great credit. And if you have great credit, you have to leverage it. So I'm going to tell you a few topics, a few things about how to do that. But just know that it's no shame in the fact that if something happened, you know, if you had a foreclosure or a bankruptcy, or you may have lost a job, millions of people are in that predicament. So just know, if you have bad credit, let's work together to get you raised to good credit. And if you have good credit, let's get you raised to have great credit. And if you have great credit, let's actually get you to leverage that credit. Now, one myth I actually hear all the time is people say, you know what, those credit agencies or those credit repair agencies are for people with bad credit. And that's actually not true, because I work with many credit agencies that will take your rent and actually apply it to your credit to help you increase that score. I work with many repair companies and agencies that say, you know what, maybe you at a 650 score, you want to get to like a 700, or maybe you at a 700, you want to get to an 800. All of those things are ways that you can actually work with repair agencies and companies, and they're just not for people with bad credit. So I want you to think of your credit like insurance. So it's similar to your car insurance. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So think of your credit like insurance. So we all know you have to have auto insurance, and we all know that you cannot be driving out here with a particular insurance. So think about your credit score as that insurance to go get that business started, that insurance to get that loan, that business loan, or even the insurance that you want to see and have the best rates possible because you've grown your credit. So just like with car insurance, it doesn't matter whose fault it is that the credit has been damaged. Like I mentioned before, I work with so many different people, and it's also a fact of, somebody may have, had a divorce, or they may have, like I mentioned before,